morning. Today we continue with Pilgrim's Progress and start Chapter 2, Part 1. Christian meets Mr. Worldly Wise Man. Now as Christian was walking on alone, he saw someone in the distance coming across the field toward him, and they met just as their ways crossed. The gentleman's name was Mr. Worldly Wise Man, and he lived in a very influential town called Carnal Policy. This town was near the one from which Christian had come. The man, upon meeting Christian, had some idea who he might be, for the news of Christian's leaving the city of destruction had become the talk of the town there, and was even becoming much bandied about in some other areas as well. Thus, Worldly Wise Man, seeing Christian's intense effort to travel, and listening to all his sighs and groans, guessed who it was. So he decided to start a conversation with Christian. "How are you, sir? Where are you going in such a burdened state?" "Yes, in as burdened a state as I can imagine a poor creature could be," answered Christian. "And since you asked where I am going, I will tell you. I am going to that wicket gate that lies ahead, because I have been informed that I will find a way to get rid of my heavy burden." "Do you have a wife and children?" "Yes, but I am so weighed down with this burden that I cannot enjoy them as I once did. I feel as if I had none." Worldly Wise Man looked deeply concerned. "Will you listen to me if I give you some advice?" "If it's good, I will," answered Christian, "because I definitely need some good advice. I would advise you to get rid of your burden quickly. You'll never have peace of mind until you do, and you'll never enjoy the blessings God has given you until then either. That's what I am looking for, to get rid of this heavy burden. But I can't get rid of it by myself, and nobody in our country can take it off my shoulders. So I'm going this way, as I told you, to get rid of my burden." "And who told you to go this way to get rid of your burden?" "A man who appeared to me to be very admirable and trustworthy in person. His name, as I recall, is Evangelist." Now Worldly Wise Man became indignant. "I curse him for his counsel. There is not more dangerous and troublesome way in all the world than the one which he has steered you toward. And that is what you will find if you allow yourself to be led by his counsel. I can tell that you've already had some trouble, for I see the dirt of the slough of despond on you. That slough is only the beginning of the sorrows that come to those who take this way. Listen to me, for I am older than you. If you take this way, you will likely meet with fatigue, pain, hunger, dangers, nakedness, swords, lions, dragons, darkness, and in a word, death. This is the truth, and it is being confirmed by many testimonies. Should a man be so careless as to throw his life away by giving heed to a stranger?" "Listen," Christian groaned. "This burden on my back is more terrible than all these things you have mentioned. No, I don't care what I encounter on the way, as long as I can also find deliverance from my burden." Worldly Wise Man resumed his interrogation. "How did you receive your burden?" "By reading this book in my hand," said Christian, holding the book up. "I thought so. And it has happened to you just like to other weak people who, meddling with things beyond their understanding, fall into the same mental confusion and obsessive behavior as you have. This can only break a man down, and I can perceive this is the case with you. These people take off on desperate ventures, seeking to receive something they know nothing about." Christian, straining under the weight of his burden, immediately replied, "I know what I am seeking, freedom from my heavy burden." "But why do you seek for freedom in this way, seeing that it's so dangerous? If you had the patience to listen, I could direct you to a way that you are looking for, without the dangers that you'll encounter by going this way. Yes, the remedy is here. Besides, I might add, instead of those dangers, you'll find abundant safety, friendship, and contentment." This sounded wonderful to Christian. "Sir, I beg you, please reveal this secret to me." "Well, a short distance from here there is a village named Morality. In this village lives a man named Legality. This man has sound judgment and very good reputation. He has skill in helping people like yourself get such burdens off their shoulders. Yes, to my knowledge, he has done a great deal of good this way. Why, he even has skill in curing those who have been driven to distraction because of their burden. Like I say, you can go to him and be helped right away. His house is less than a mile from here. If he is not at home himself, he has a son, an impressive young man named Civility. He can help you just as well as the old man. You will be able to find relief from your burden there. If you don't want to go back to your former home, and I wouldn't blame you, you can send for your wife and children to come to this town. There are houses vacant at this time, and you can purchase one of them at a reasonable price. You can also buy good provisions there at low prices. All you need to make your life happy is there, and you will live by honest neighbors who are successful and of good reputation." Now Christian had come to a standstill, not sure what to do. Before long, however, he concluded that, if what the man were saying were true, his wisest choice of action would be to take his advice. With that, he questioned the man further. "Sir, how do I get to this honest man's house?" "Do you see that high hill over there?" "Yes, very well." "You have to go by that hill. Then the first house you will come to is his." So Christian turned out of his way to go to Mr. Legality's house for help. But when he drew near the hill, it seemed very high, and the path he was following passed under such an ominous-looking overhang that he was afraid to continue, for fear that it might fall on him. So he stood still, wondering what to do next. To make matters worse, his burden now seemed even heavier than when he was on the way. Suddenly flashes of fire came out of the hill and made Christian afraid that he would be burned. So he continued to stand there, sweating and shaking with fear. Now he was sorry that he had ever taken Mr. Worldly Wiseman's advice. And that's the end of Chapter 2, Part 1. Next Tuesday we will continue with Chapter 2 and Part 2, Evangelist Delivers Christian from Error. So, until then, I hope you will tune in Friday for our regular Friday video, and we will see you with our Time with the Pilgrim next Tuesday. Until then, take care, stay safe, and God bless.